following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Captain's log, stardate 6010.1. While in the midst of a ship-wide systems upgrade, the Enterprise has been ordered to depart Starbase 37 in response to a nearby distress call. While there, I had the dubious honor of greeting the new admiral assigned to this sector. Our time together, fortunately, was brief. At last, we are underway, though I have mixed feelings knowing we are more than halfway through our 5-year mission. With Sulu at Starfleet for command training, the promotion of Mr. Chekhov to head of security, and the return of my former yeoman as a newly commissioned officer, it seems the more things change, the more they stay the same. Uhura, have you made any contact with the colony?
Negative, Captain. I'm no longer receiving the distress signal. There's an unusual amount of interference on subspace.
Captain, you
Not
want us
now,
to know
Rand. Mr. Spock, any readings?
Nothing yet, sir. We are still too far out.
Mr. DeSalle, what's our ETA?
17 minutes to orbit, sir.
Mr. Scott?
Aye, sir. I can give you more.
Increase speed to warp 7.
Aye, sir.
Captain, long-range scans available now. Sensors indicate massive energy discharges. The readings are off the scale.
DeSalle, go to maximum warp. Lieutenant Uhura, sound red alert. Chekhov, bring phasers and photon torpedoes online.
Phasers and photon torpedoes armed and ready, Captain.
Anything, Spock?
I'm at a loss to explain, Captain. Sensors revealed 2 alien vessels, then they simply vanished.
2 vessels? Could they have been working together?
Unknown.
Uhura, anything from the colony?
Subspace channels are clearing. I'm receiving a transmission from the colony now.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Are you in need of assistance?
I'm Cal Strickland, director of this research colony here on Primus 4. You sure took your sweet time responding to our emergency.
Well, we're here now. What's the nature of your distress call?
We have the situation under control now, no thanks to you. We assumed this outpost was to be under your protection.
Director, it is. Now, what exactly happened here?
A short time ago, a large object appears in orbit, randomly firing at the planet. All attempts at communication unsuccessful.
Director Strickland, could we please review your sensor data, as it may contain additional information?
I'll transmit what we have. Of course, by now, we're not too concerned about a return visit by this intruder, thanks to the Onabi.
The what?
The Onabi. At least, that's the name we were given. As soon as the Onabi appeared, this intruder fled.
I'll have my chief medical officer coordinate with your people and beam down anything you might need. In the meantime, we'll remain here on orbit in case there's any more trouble.
Don't worry, Kirk. Fortunately, as long as we have the Onabi patrolling the sector, we feel reasonably sure that we won't be calling on you anytime soon. At least not if we need anything in a hurry.
Mr. Chekhov, cancel the red alert.
Aye, sir.
Spock, analyze the sensor data. See if you can determine the intruder's course out of this system. Rand, you take care of that.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, I'll be in my quarters with a headache.
Here we go again.
Space, the final frontier. These are the new voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Captain's log, stardate 6011.2. We are continuing our investigation of the mysterious intruder who has been attacking ships and outposts throughout the sector. I'm frustrated by the lack of information we've gathered thus far. That, and by the fact there's nothing to do but wait for the Onabi or the intruder to reappear.
Captain, I do not recall previously viewing this representation.
What, Spock?
The musical composition you have on display.
Oh, you mean the hymn? That belonged to my brother Sam. My mother gave it to he and Areelan when they left for Deneva. What is it, Spock?
I do not understand the words. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Well, Spock is about us. It's about what we're supposedly doing out here. Extending compassion to those in need. Saving the lost. Helping those people who can't help themselves and asking nothing in return.
But the song would seem to indicate a deity. Were not the religious conflicts of your world what led your species to the brink of destruction?
Yes, but it's the ideal that survives.
Then the hymn is still relevant. I shall endeavor to study it further. Your move, Captain.
Come.
Beware Romulans bearing gifts.
My bones. Romulan ale.
You are aware, Doctor, that Romulan ale is illegal in Federation space.
I only use it for medicinal purposes. Now this looks familiar.
I'll have him checkmate at his next move.
Spock, you play the most irritating game of chess in the galaxy.
Irritating, Doctor.
Checkmate.
Sure you don't know what irritating is?
The fact that my father married a human female.
It's terrible having bad blood like that.
He may learn to enjoy it. Someday.
Kirk here. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Captain, receiving a message from Starbase 37. It's Admiral Leslie.
Admiral Leslie. Any relation to our Mr. Leslie?
It's his father.
He has got to be adopted.
Highly unlikely, Doctor.
Go ahead, Lieutenant. Put him through. Admiral, to what do I owe this pleasure?
Don't get cute, Kirk. Just what the hell is going on out there?
Sir?
I just got a transmission from Cal Strickland, the director of Primus 4.
Yes, Admiral, and about that situation.
Cal Strickland is one of the Federation's most brilliant research archaeologists. And he's my friend. Imagine the shock that I felt when the very starship I sent to protect him was nowhere in sight. Now you listen to me, Kurt. You find out who's responsible for this, or you're going to be watching storage compartments of grain for the next 2 years. Do I make myself clear, Captain?
As clear as can be expected.
What was that? Don't cross me, Kurt. If you think for 1 minute that you can push this admiral around, you've got another thing.
Captain, I'm receiving an urgent distress signal from the transport tug Al Rashid. They're under attack near the Klaxor disturbance by a ship matching the description of the intruder at Primus 4.
Go to Red Alert. Mr. Scott, divert all ship's power to the engines. I want warp 8. Lay in a direct course to the Al Rashid. I'm on my way.
What about the Admiral?
I'm sure he'll call back.
Red Alert. All hands man your battle stations. This is not a drill. Red Alert. All hands man your battle stations. This is not a drill.
Report. We're closing fast on the Al Rashid. She's reporting that she's under attack.
The Al Rashid reports a second vessel moving into position. They're challenging the intruder.
The Onabi, I presume.
Are we within visual range?
Coming in range now, sir.
On screen. Slow to 1/2 impulse power. Put us between...
My God!
Sir, something's jamming the signal.
Spock, any readings?
The intruder vessel no longer appears on sensors, and the smaller ship is moving off.
Plot an intercept course. Try to hail him.
There's no answer to our hail, sir.
She's going into warp.
Lock a tractor beam on her, Scotty.
Aye, sir. That's got her. She's slowing.
Still no answer to hail, sir.
Mr. Scott, can you get a lock on anyone on board?
There's a lot of interference, sir, but I've got a lock on something.
Alert the transporter room. Mr. Chekhov, have a security team standing by. Mr. Spock, you have the comm.
Transporter room, stand by.
Do we still have a lock?
Aye, sir.
Energize.
Recalibrating. Stand by.
What's the problem?
It's these circuits, sir. We barely tested the new transporters. Readings are like nothing I've ever seen before.
Remind me not to use that contraption, ever.
Greetings, sentient beings.
Bones, how do you read that thing?
Whatever it is, it doesn't register on my tricorder.
Please do not interrupt when I am speaking. Thank you.
What was that?
As I was saying, greetings, sentient beings.
I'm Captain James T.
Captain, circuits have activated themselves. Someone else is beaming aboard.
Mr. Chekhov, secure the room.
Aye, Captain.
Oh, was I supposed to wait till that thing was done? I just have no patience. How was everything, dear?
I am on.
Now, Mr. Chekhov.
Force field activated, sir.
Oh, that is so cute. Look on, a force field. Shall we play? I am Onabi. You must release me.
Mr. Chekhov, take our guest to the brig to get a grip. I'll be there later to question her.
The brig? Oh, I'd love to go there. Captain, this is going to be so much fun. Take me, you mad Russian.
What the hell was that?
Chekhov, keep the force field on that thing. Lieutenant Uhura, I'd like you to come down to the transport room and have a look at our guest on.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Chekhov, you stay here and help.
Aye, Captain.
These readings are useless.
We have to lower the force field.
In a way, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Uhura! We must hurry. They'll be here soon.
So now Hawk
Stand aside, Mr. Chekhov.
It's your turn.
Scott to sickbay. We have a medical emergency in the transporter room. Please respond immediately.
Captain's log, stardate 6012.4. The Al Rashid has received repairs and is continuing on her resupply mission. We've taken Onabi into custody and are holding her for questioning.
Sir, I have Captain Jeffries online.
On screen, Lieutenant. Captain, is everything all right over there?
What the hell was that thing, Jim? Came at us out of nowhere.
We're not certain. It's not the first time that we've heard about this intruder, but it is the first time that we were able to see it.
Well, if you hadn't shown up when you did, our senses indicated a second ship for a moment. Did you read that?
We did. We were able to bring the pilot on board, and we think the two might be connected in some way. We hope to get some answers to all of this soon.
All right, Jim. Well, you take it easy out here. That ship of yours is getting quite a reputation.
So it would seem. Is there anything else that we might be able to do for you?
We're fine. Besides, we need to get back to Starbase 24 as it is.
Safe travels, Matt.
Same.
How are Chekhov and Uhura, Bones?
Pretty shook up, Jim. They described seeing visions of the ship, the crew, some pretty wild stuff.
Whatever it was, it happened when they came in contact with On.
A device with the ability to project holograms and induce hallucinations should be considered an extreme hazard, Captain.
Hallucinations maybe, but I've got 2 people in sickbay who'd swear what they saw really happened.
What I want to know is who this Onabi is.
Spock, have we learned anything from the sensor data?
Nothing of use, Captain. The intruder ship seemed to appear out of nowhere.
Could they be using a cloaking device?
Unknown. It does appear Onabi drove the intruder ship off. If that's the case, she did indeed save the colony and the Al Rashid.
Do we have anything definitive on this intruder?
If our scanners are to be believed, the size of the intruder vessel is 200 times that of our own.
200 times?
We could, quite literally, beam the Onabi's ship aboard the Enterprise, while the intruder could beam us into theirs.
Nothing like being in the middle of the food chain.
Logically, there is another possibility, sir. One could assume the intruder is merely a projection created by our guests.
For what purpose?
Perhaps to gain whatever reward is offered.
Or she could be trying to destabilize the sector and turn the neighboring planets against the Federation.
Do you 2 just sit around all day and make this stuff up? Talk about paranoid, intergalactic plots,
Really, Doctor? Your lack of reasoning seems more on par with...
Gentlemen, please, we need to start working on getting some answers.
Then, Captain, may I request permission to question the prisoner?
Spock, that is one emotional woman down there. I'd better question her, Jim. What she needs is some good old Southern charm.
Doctor, your dismal record with emotional women has already been established.
Why, you green-blooded, inhuman son of a...
I think perhaps both of you should question her. I'm sure that between the 2 of you, you'll discover who this intruder is and how Onabi managed to drive him off 3 times now. Well?
Aye, sir.
Yes, sir. Lower the force field.
Aye, sir.
Well, Spock, say something.
I would say the young lady might be getting chilled by now.
What?
Captain, our guest has managed to escape.
This is the captain. We have an intruder alert. I repeat, all decks, intruder alert. Mr. Rand, you have the bridge.
Sir?
You have had the proper training, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
You are fully qualified?
Yes, sir.
Then I mean now, you have the bridge. I'll be in security.
Maintain position, helm.
Aye, Captain.
Pavel, it's good to see you on your feet again. Report.
Captain, all stations reporting secure. There is no sign of Onabi.
Mr. Spock, take charge. When you find her, report to me immediately. I'll be in my office.
Aye, sir. You men check Section 4. The rest head aft. Check each room.
What's wrong, Captain? Am I not to your liking? Then perhaps something more like this.
I'm reading an unknown energy source from inside the captain's office.
Well, don't just stand there, Spock. Do something.
Chekhov?
I'll apologize later.
How is she, Bones?
She'll be out for a while.
Move her back to the brig, take maximum security precautions, and let me know when she comes around.
Aye, sir.
It seems a little strange that a phaser set on stun was enough to disable her after all we've seen.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, Jim. But all my reading suggests that she's truly unconscious.
Perhaps it is another ruse.
Oh, playing possum, eh, Spock?
Not an unreasonable conclusion, Doctor.
Well, I'm through playing games. It's time we get to the bottom of all this before a certain admiral has our collective ass. Gentlemen?
Lieutenant Harris, report to main engineering. Ensign Chapek, report to the bridge.
Scotty, if you don't sit still, I can't finish.
Ah, lass, it's fine. It's just a wee bit sore.
You asked for me to come down here. Now, do you want me to help or not?
Aye, go ahead.
There, done.
Oh, Christine, that feels much better, thanks.
Now go on, and make sure Uhura is resting.
Aye.
With this ring, I thee wed.
Captain's log, stardate 6013.7. There has been another incident with the device known as ON.
Got back from sickbay. Christine still hasn't come around. She was attached to that on thing for a long time, but fortunately there doesn't appear to be any permanent damage.
Well, how about Uhura?
Back on duty. Makes you wish you had a ship's counselor on board.
Captain, I'm growing rather bored in here. Can we please move on?
Lower the force field.
Captain Kirk, may I first apologize for my previous antics. I meant you no harm.
Nor we to you. We simply want to learn more about you and about this alien intruder that seems to be menacing this sector.
Yes, the Monap.
The what?
The Monap, Doctor. A most despicable menace. I have roamed the galaxy since before your sun burnt hot in space, but soon my journey ends.
So you can destroy this Monap?
Destroy? No. But contain the Monap I can, and once contained, the menace shall end.
I must say this all sounds rather epic.
But there's just too many aspects that don't add up. Your vessel is simply too small to drive off an intruder of this size.
Do not believe what only your eyes tell you, Captain. I think you'll find not all is as it seems.
Angels and ministers of grace.
Scott to the captain.
Kirk here, go ahead, Scotty.
We're discharging energy into the disturbance. There's no reason for it, but it's happening sure enough.
Where's it coming from?
Instruments read that the discharge began near the warp nacelles. I'll have to take the mains offline to run a full diagnostic.
All right, Scotty, I'm on my way.
Aye, sir.
Kirk out. Onabi, I'm going to have to ask you to wait here.
If you do not release me, you will be sorry.
The only thing he's sorry about is pulling duty in this quadrant.
Status report, Mr. Scott.
Sir, we've had to take the mains offline. The ship's running on battery power only.
At our present rate of power consumption, we can maintain ship status for 3.24 hours. It should not be occurring. It is my theory there is no actual power drain.
Are you daft, man? The indicators show otherwise.
Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Spock?
Due to the nature of ON, it could be some ploy to make us believe there is a power drain when none actually exists.
But for what purpose?
Perhaps to give Onabi a chance to save us.
Mr. Spock, you've been able to mind meld with intelligent machines before. Is there any chance you could make contact with ON?
Captain, considering the effect that contact with ON has had so far, do you think it wise to deliberately touch that thing?
While the risk is great, the danger ON could pose to the Enterprise is greater. Captain, I believe this is our best course to understand what has been happening.
Mr. Scott, Spock and I are going to deal with ON. Rand, maintain our position here.
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir. Scott Engineering. I need a team to assist me near the main junction circuitry at the matter-antimatter chamber.
ON, this is Captain Kirk.
Yes, Captain. Mr. Spock may touch my mind.
It is impressive that you knew of our goal before we told you, How did you come by this knowledge?
I guess we're just gonna have to get the answers for ourselves. Be careful, Spock. On! Stop what you're doing! Spock!
Captain, with your permission, I shall now discuss these fuel equations with the engineer.
Mr. Spock, welcome aboard. Mr. Spock?
I have been, and always shall be, your friend. Live long and prosper.
No. No. Don't you remember?
Ship, out of danger.
You saved the ship. You saved us all. Don't you remember?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I love Italian. And so do you.
Yes.
I thought I was going to die.
Not possible. You were never alone.
Thought I was going to die. Don't believe them. Don't trust them.
They are dying.
Let them die. Trust them. It was fun. Oh my. Spock.
Gentlemen, Captain Kirk is alive.
Ooh, are you all right, Mr. Spock?
I am undamaged, physically.
How'd you get down here? Can you explain what just happened? Those images were of no memories that I ever recall.
On gave you a gift, Captain. Do you not recognize your own ambition?
I fail to see how answering in riddles will accomplish anything. Those images that were shown to us, were they the future?
The future is not written, Mr. Spock. As to what you saw, I have no control over On.
No control over On? Then that means that thing is a danger to the Enterprise.
Captain, do you not see we are the same? On is younger, but we are the same. The threat is not from us, Captain Kirk. The threat is from without.
We have found no physical evidence of your intruder. In addition, it is highly probable that On is directly affecting ship operations. That in itself is reason enough to consider both he and yourself the true threat.
You believe me to be a threat. You have no idea what's out there. The brig, the Cardassians, the Hirogen, the Dominion. I'd have tried to make friends. Get ready, Captain. None compared to the Monad.
We don't respond well to threats, Onabi.
All hands, man your battle stations.
This is the captain. Report.
Captain, the intruder has returned and is engaging.
I'm on my way to the bridge.
I hope he's up for the game.
Report.
Sir, shields are at 50%. Another few hits like that and we'll lose them altogether. I've ordered Mr. Scott to bring the mains back online.
What's she doing up here? Just keep her out of the way. Mr. DeSalle, course 213 Mark IV, 3/4 impulse power.
Aye, sir.
Lieutenant Uhura, anything?
Negative, sir. Hailing on all channels.
They're coming for another pass.
Hang on. Take evasive action. Get us out of that thing's line of fire.
Aye, sir.
Captain, we will not survive another hit like that. We've got batteries only.
Scotty, I need emergency power.
Aye, sir. I'm working on it.
Captain, I'm receiving damage reports from all over the ship. Medical teams are responding.
Captain, if we maintain this course, we will enter the Klaxor disturbance. Our shields and sensors will be useless.
And so will the Monabs. Take us in, Mr. DeSalle.
Aye, sir.
Aren't we going to fight?
This isn't a fight we can win. This is about survival. Take us as far in as we can go, Mr. DeSalle.
Aye, sir. Entering the Klaxor disturbance now.
Spock, anything on the sensors?
Negative. As I warned, sensors are inoperative.
Communications are down as well, Captain.
Mr. Scott, report.
The mains are back online. Seems there was nothing wrong as Mr. Spock suggested.
What was that?
The Monap is trying to determine your location by setting off antimatter charges within the disturbance.
That means his sensors are down too. Spock, can you track where that weapons fire is coming from?
Our deflector screens are directing particles in such a way that we may be able to get a general idea of where the intruder is.
How general?
Within a kilometer.
It would appear I owe you an apology.
Not needed, Captain. Of course, what you do next will determine your fate. With a word, you will either doom or save your ship and crew. Let me help.
Rand, do we have enough power to transport An and Onabi back to their vessel?
Barely, sir.
Funnel all ship's power, including life support, to the transporter room.
Sir!
Do it. It may be our only hope. Mr. Spock, would you please escort Onabi to the transporter room?
Aye, sir.
Anything, Rand?
Too much interference, sir.
You, performed rather well while in command. You kept your head in a crisis. That's the first major test every commander has to face, knowing whether or not you'll rise to the occasion or freeze. Well done.
Thank you, Captain Kirk.
Uhura, raise the transporter room.
Aye, sir. Transporter room report.
Spock here. We're almost ready.
Onabi is communicating with An now. One could describe them as being happy to see each other.
We're ready now, sir.
Mr. Spock, peace and long life.
Live long and prosper.
Seven years. What a waste. On?
Well done, Mr. Kyle.
You too,
sir. Transport complete, Captain.
Very good, Spock. Now get back up here on the double.
Affirmative.
Captain, I'm receiving a very weak signal from Onabi. It's audio only.
Let's hear it, Lieutenant.
Captain Kirk, if you'd be so kind as to move your ship to 127 Mark III, I think we'd get this taken care of.
Mr. DeSalle, lay in a course.
That course will take us back to the edge of the disturbance, sir.
Go, DeSalle.
Sir, the intruder's right on our tail.
Mr. DeSalle, bring us about. Check out fire phasers and photon torpedoes.
Firing all phasers. Torpedoes away. There's no effect, sir.
Uhura, jettison the logbook. Signal all hands to abandon.
Captain, look!
Stand by, Uhura. Spock, are the sensors back online?
Affirmative, sir. I'm reading no sign of the intruder. Or of Onabi.
Can you track her course?
Relaying coordinates to helm now.
DeSalle, follow that ship.
Warp drive is down, sir.
Scotty, report.
Aye, the mains are down and this time for certain. It'll take several hours to repair, sir.
So that's it? It's over?
It would appear so, Rand. At least for now. Mr. Spock, anything from the sensors?
Negative, Captain. There's no sign of Onabi. Or the intruder.
Looks like Onabi had one last trick up her sleeve.
Mr. Rand, have Scotty begin damage control. Keep on him. Don't let him fool you with those factor of 4 time estimates.
Aye, sir.
You have the bridge. Lieutenant Uhura, in code to Starfleet Command, my past week's log entries. Mr. Spock, you're with me.
Aye, sir.
Repair crews report to Mr. Scott in engineering immediately. All hands stand down from red alert.
Captain's personal log, stardate 6014.3. We continue to clean up our battle damage, and repairs to the warp drive are nearly complete. The ship and crew have performed well during this rather unique mission.
What's that you're playing, Spock? It sounds familiar.
A hymn, Doctor, from Old Earth. The captain recently introduced me to it. I find the tune most comforting.
What do you remember? Anything specific?
Images mostly, Bones. There's just nothing concrete.
If it was indeed a glimpse at our future, perhaps we should re-examine some of our methods.
One possible glimpse, Spock. Onabi said the future is not yet written. Maybe what we saw was just one possible outcome.
Perhaps, as the hymn says, 'tis grace that's brought us safe thus far, Captain.
That's it, Spock. You got it.
Well, there's hope for him yet. Of course. On the other hand, by changing... What was it, Spock? Our methods? That could be what causes what you saw to come true.
The Doctor makes an almost logical deduction. It would appear the timeline has been altered already.
Was that a joke, Spock? It seemed like a joke.
I'm still puzzled as to the nature of the intruder. If not a holographic image, they could be a major threat to the Federation.
Well, maybe what we saw was the vision of a future invader.
God, I hope not. But I wouldn't mind running into Onabi again.
Gentlemen, that is for the future to decide. A future, I hope, with many possibilities.
Captain Kirk, Admiral Leslie is calling on subspace. He insists on speaking with you.
Put him through, Lieutenant.
Captain?
Admiral, I was just about to send you my report.
Fine, Kirk. In the meantime, let me tell you about your next assignment.
Oh, we're all ears, sir.
You will proceed to the following coordinates and rendezvous with 2 robot cargo ships carrying a shipment of grain to Sherman's planet.
Admiral, may I just say on our behalf that...
Oh, no, Kirk. Oh, no. Wait. There's more.
Oh, boy.